Hello there. Zombie's Up Studio. Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. So today we're diving into a new tutorial for Knights of the Old Republic, and it will be about editing the models from the modules, so the levels in the game, editing the walkmeshes. So this is basically how to set walkable zones or unwalkable zones. So today a special format, because usually I'm doing a lot of editing, I'm cutting a lot. This time I'd like it to be a single take, so we're gonna try that. So first we're gonna check the tools we're going to need for this. So we're going to need Holocron toolset that I have opened here. So if you don't know about this software, I have a video dedicated about setting up this tool and how everything is displayed and so on. So if you need to check it out, everything will be in description. And we're going to need Blender. So we need a version above 4.0, but you can take even more with the new Kotor Blender add-on. So yeah, you have Kotor Blender, so 3.6 and 4.2. Right, so you're gonna download Blender, so I would suggest you get Blender 4.0 and the add-on. So I've got a tutorial as well to install the add-on on Blender, so you can check the video as well in the description. Now we're gonna go into the game files, everything you need to know, right? So we want to edit the modules models. So for instance, if you're in the Underspire, it will be the entire areas, so the entire ship, the skybox. So every level in the game has a dedicated name and a dedicated number, as you can see. So if we're checking Underspire, it will be END/M01AA. Alright, so let's say to edit the Underspire model, the first one, to get the models from the module, it will be the name of the module. Here it's M01AA, so I think M stands for map, so M01AA, right? So I'm gonna type that in core in the search bar, M01AA. Perfect. So now we're gonna see several files, right? So we've got the walkmeshes, we've got some module data, and we've got the models. That's what interests us here. So there are a lot of models, as you can tell. So basically what a level is multiple sections that are tied together into a single one that is the level, right? So in core we're going to have the A01A, that's going to be one part of the level. 02A, that's gonna be another one. We're going to extract every models. So I'm gonna do this. I'm not taking the other models here, because you know it's char, it stands for character, cam for camera, and usually it's for animated characters that use animations outside of the animations from the character base models. You know, in the Underspire, when you wake up from your bed, it's actually the character models that are listed here that are performing the animations, and not your actual character. So we don't need that. So we need the models. We're gonna extract them. So I've got a dedicated folder for the tutorial here, right? So here we're gonna title this models. Extract all the files. In module data, so we have got two files that interest us here. So we've got the layout .lyt. So this file basically tells the game, okay, so we're going to put this model and this one and this one and this one together, and that makes the entire map. We're going to extract it as well. We've got the .vis, so this one I'm gonna show it to you just after. And we've got the walkmeshes. So as you can see, the walkmeshes have the same name, from their dedicated model. So we're going to extract all of them as well, and this file tells the game like where you can walk or not. So we need them because if we import the model without the walk mesh, if we are trying to export our model, it will create a broken .wok file and you won't be able to walk at all in the level. So we've got everything we need to know. Now let's take a look into this. So the vis file. So one tool I didn't mention to edit the vis file, but that's basically Notepad++. So we're going to take a look at this. This file actually tells the game what are the other part of the level you can see inside a portion of the level. I hope I'm clear enough. But that was a way to, you know, get some extra frame rate, I guess, or extra performance, because at the time, if you were displaying every single part of the level at the same time, maybe it would break the game. If we look at the file, you will see a name of the model, so here it's C, and a number next to it. Then, just below, you will see exact amount of this number of other models. So, let's say 08C is like a corridor. It will tell the game that in this corridor you can see 4 other parts of the level. So maybe it will be a room behind that corridor, then a room in front of the corridor, and maybe the skybox or anything that is relevant, alright? So I wanted to showcase this file because it's important. If you add another model to the layout, you will have to take it into account in the .vis file, otherwise it won't be displayed in game. Or sometimes you have some bugs, some visual bugs. I think about the hidden base here. I fixed the vis file because one model had dedicated water drips, but if you were in a corridor you couldn't see the water drips, but if you pass that corridor into the room with the water drips, they appeared. It might be important to have at least a decent comprehension of this file, because maybe you will need it later on, right? If I had to add a section, like maybe I would take something like that, paste it, remove the extra shit here, and as long as you add something, you have to increase the number here, right? Okay, so that's a .vis file, so that's something. Now, let's take a look at the layout, maybe. Do I open it with Locron? Yeah, I think you edit it with Notepad++ as well. Here, we're gonna have the room count, so that the amount of different models, right? So all the rooms, all the models. And here the door hook, so that the links between the different rooms. So yeah, that's the layout file, and we need it for Blender. Alright, I did that. So I'm gonna go to File, Import, and if you have Kotor Blender installed, you can import the layout. So I'm gonna do that. When you import the layout, it means you import the entire level at once, all the models. So when you do so, you need to have all the model and the layout file in the same folder. So tutorial, models, and we're importing the layout. It will take some time because it's a lot of model, and there you have it. You have the entire Underspire model. So as you can see, you've got the skybox around there, you know, the rounded box here, and yeah, you've got the different portion of the level. So here it's a start, where you start on bed, corridor, then you access this, and so on. So we want to edit a single portion of the level. So importing the layout, you can target which part of the level you want to edit. So I wanted to target the first room. So if I click on elements from the first room, it targets to M0101A. So yeah, that's this one. You see it's highlighted here, triangle on the top right. If I take another part here, you see the triangle is highlighted to 03A. Now I know that the model I want to target is 01A. So either you can just delete everything by just left click, shift, you hold, and you left click to the bottom. then you right click, delete hierarchy, so you delete everything else, or you can simply delete everything and import only the model you want. So I'm gonna import the first room from the Underspire. So tutorial models, we said 01A, we import 01A. We've got the model. So now I wanted to showcase exactly how to edit the walk meshes. So as you can see, we've got a ton of objects. We've got lights, we've got doors, we've got, I don't know, the ceiling, the lamps, anything. But there is only one object that handles how you move around. And this object is a different type. So usually you should see it clearly. Like you can see there is a kind of a box. And yeah, if I click on that, you'll see walkmesh/12. So yeah, here it's pretty convenient. They called it walkmesh, but it's not always the case. Like sometimes it just called object and a number then. So once you've pretty much targeted this object that handles how you walk around, you will be sure this is the one, because it's if you go on the bottom right, you scroll down, you go to Kotor model node, and you will see the type of the object. And the type of the object that handles walk mesh is AABB. No other object have this type. Okay, the others are like tree mesh or anything else. Okay, so you are pretty sure you got the right object if it has got the AABB type. I'm gonna hit slash to only view the walk mesh. So you can see we've got the ground, we've got the walls, and we need the walls because if there were no walls in the walk mesh, you could basically see through the textures. It blocks your view. If we want to edit that, we need to go to modeling, so editing mode, gonna hit slash again, and now you can see various things on the ground, and usually they use that to block you. So I would assume some of these are beds. We're going to go, now we're in edit mode, we're going to scroll down on the right, and at the bottom there is a red sphere and it's material properties. And here we've got all the juicy stuff. So on the top you will see various properties or various different terrain. So here we've got dirt, grass, stone, and so on. So all those different materials, they will affect the sound in game. So if you walk on grass, you know you will hear some grass footsteps. Same for stone. For dirt, it will even add some particle effect, like some smoke effect. Same for water, it will add some sparkle when you walk somewhere with water. So yeah, pretty much everything in there will allow you to walk, except walk, non-walk. So this one will prevent players from walking. So we're going to do a very quick edit just to see how it goes in game. The walls, by the way, are walk, non-walk properties, right? So you cannot traverse them and you cannot see through them. So in the Underspire, this part you should be able to walk, right? But we're gonna make it so you can't cross that part. So you can see that in game. To apply a new property, you need to select a face. To select an entire face, you need to select multiple vertices. So the vertices are the black dots. We're going to select multiple vertices. So one, then I press shift and left click. So yeah, that's one face, but I want to edit the other one as well. So yeah, we've got our face selected. Now we're going to select the property, so walk, non-walk in my case, and then we're going to click assign. And that's pretty much it. So now we shouldn't be able to walk in there. I'm just going to go back to layout to make sure my new adjustments have been taken into account. Then I'm going to export this model. So it was M01AA/01A. Alright, so I'm going to export it to override. Perfect. So I export it, and very important thing, you want to have the box here, export walkmeshes, ticked. Alright? And if you do this for the Sith Lord, you need to tick this as well. So yeah, we need to export the walkmeshes. And sometimes also some levels have animations, such as flying spaceships and stuff. So be sure this is ticked as well, not to break anything like light effects or stuff like that. So export Kotor model. We wait for a while. It's done. Now we jump back in game. So if you see, we can't walk now. Quick save, and now I'm gonna apply, some water instead. So I click on walk water here, I assign, go back to layout, I export it, should be good. I'm gonna reload. Okay, and now
we have to get to the bridge.
As you can see, it's water. So that's the very, very basic. All right. Now, let's say I want to edit the room. I want to add a new bed. I'm gonna put it in the middle of the room, and we're going to see how we could pull this out, adding some new piece of geometry, right? I'm going to find a bed. Alright, so we've got a bed. I'm gonna try to duplicate it. Oh, yeah. You know what? We're going to see how I would cut the bed here to make it a brand new one, because as you can see, it's two models merged together and even a portion of this door. What I would do, select every object by holding Shift and left click. Then we're going to duplicate by pressing Shift D. Perfect. Now as you can see, we have perfect copies from the objects. So we're going to put them on the side. To do that, I press G, and then I press either X or Y. So you've got a straight axis to move them around, and then left click to drop them down. So yeah, I would do that. Then I would go to modeling, and I would delete the part that I don't want. So you select the vertices, you press X, that is a function to delete, and then vertices. It can be useful also. I'm sorry, I'm going a bit off topic, but at least you can see some various functions on Blender. So if I wanted to delete only a face, I would select the vertices, press X, and if you hit face, the face disappears. But you keep the vertices around, alright? So I've got my bed, sorry. I'm just gonna check the objects. I just need to give them a proper node number, because objects need a unique node number before exporting, otherwise it won't work. So here I'm gonna put 600 because I know there won't be one with 600. Here's 601, and here 601. 602, sorry. Everything needs a unique number if you're adding new stuff. So now everything has a unique number. Now I want the bed to be in the middle of the room. Sorry. Okay. Now I want to rotate it, let's say. So you press R. You select an axis then. So we're gonna select Z. and then 90 degrees, something like that. All right, so we're gonna put it a bit in the middle of the room. Sorry. I'm sorry, been a while. Okay, like that. All right, I want to edit the walk meshes, so I do not walk past this bed, right? So I'm just gonna rename the objects bed 1, bed 2, bed 3, so it's easier to keep track of this one. I'm gonna select the bed and the walk mesh, right? I'm gonna go to modeling, displaying only what I want. All right, so now we have this piece of geometry here, and we need to edit the walk mesh. So what I'm usually doing when I need to incorporate something like that is I edit what is already there. So I need to make a kind of a rectangle out of what is around. So here it seems like a pretty straight line. So I'm gonna need to create new vertices. So I'm gonna subdivide. So you select 2 vertices, you right click, and then you hit subdivide. And now you have got a brand new vertices. And if you need to move it around, you can hit G and G again. And now you can move it along the axis. So I'm gonna make it as close as possible to here. Then I'm gonna do the same operation here. Subdivide here. Okay. Here you can take this line. Like I know it won't be ideal, but we will get the idea. So I'm subdividing, moving it as close as this. Here I'm doing it as well, subdivide, moving it close. Now, what we can do to properly align these 2 ones would be to select your 2 vertices. So you select the 2 vertices, you press S, you press the axis, and then you press 0. And it should align them together along that given axis. So we're going to do the same thing here. So S, X, 0. Perfect. So as you can see, it's shaping a little bit more. Just make sure that it does not go beyond another line like this. Sorry. Otherwise, as you can see, it will create problems here. It will it will create trouble. So just make sure it does not cross any other line. So now we're going to do the same alongside it here. So S, Y this time, and 0. So they're aligned. We're going to do the same here. S, Y, 0. Perfect. Now I'm gonna try to move them as close as possible to the bed. So G, here it's a y-axis. So yeah, I select the 2 vertices I need by Shift, left click, you starting to get the idea. Then you press G, Y, and you can move it along this axis. So we're gonna move it here. Then we're gonna do the same here. I think they're quite close. No, it's good enough. We're gonna make this a bit closer to the bed. GX like this. And now we're going to connect everything. So you select the unconnected vertices, you right click, and you connect vertex pairs. And now, as you can see, we've got a brand new line here. And we do the same over there. Sorry. Right click, connect vertex pairs. Perfect. So Now we can unselect the bed and just select the walk meshes, modeling. And now as you can see, we've got our little rectangle here. And we're gonna select the faces from the rectangle. Make sure not to forget any vertices. We've got our rectangle. We're gonna put walk, non-walk. We're going to assign. Going back to layout. Now we're exporting this. And if we quick load, we should see the bed and we shouldn't be able to walk.
We have to get to the bridge.
And yeah, it seems to work okay. So that's the ultra basics. Now we're going to do something else. We're going to take a look a bit at the walls. Alright, so I'm gonna edit the walk meshes, modeling. Let's say this portion of the level do not have any walls. So we're going to delete the face here. Perfect. So we're going to export this so you can see what it does in game if you don't have any wall. So as you can see, if there is a wall like here, it blocks my view, so I cannot see through the texture. But over there, it does not block it anymore, so you can see through the texture. So let's say for any reasons there is a broken thing in the level and I need to fix that, right? So what would I do? I would select all the vertices from the bottom. Okay. Then I would duplicate them. So as we saw, it was Shift plus D. Okay, we duplicated that. Then I'm gonna try to put them higher up. So I press G plus Z axis. Okay. Then I would select the vertices that needs a brand new face, and then I would press F to create a brand new face. So yeah, and try to be facing toward the wall and not outside of it. I will explain it right after. So I would create, yeah, brand new faces from vertices like that. It's more ideal, like, to make it for vertices this way if there are already multiple vertices on the ground, because if you create a simple face and there are multiple vertices that are not linked together, it might create issues. So yeah, now we've created a brand new wall. So we're going to select the faces. Sorry, I'm like a grandpa. We're gonna go back to the properties. We're going to assign walk non-walk. We assign it. We go back to layout. Export it. And now it should block my view again. So that might be of use if you introduce like brand new models, like I don't know, a gigantic statue, and it has to block the player view. So now it should be back to normal. Exactly. So one last insight about creating walls like this to block the view. The way it is done is that it blocks your view only from one side of the texture. I'm gonna explain that. So if you are inside the room, here, yeah, I can take a look inside the room. From this side, my view will be blocked. But if my character, for any reason, was outside of this box, now it wouldn't block my view. So yeah, from this side, I cannot see through. But from I can't go through. But from the other side, I could traverse it. So if this happens, there is a function called inverted normals. So I'm gonna try to find that back. I'm gonna Google it actually. Invert normals, Blender. Perfect. So if this was not blocking my view, we would go to what did he say? Oh my god, my attention span. Mesh. Oh right, it's here. It's just below modeling. You have mesh, then normals. I'm dumb. Yeah, Alt N. Yeah, you can Alt N. And it's not flip, like he said. It's recalculate outside or recalculate inside. So here, if I do recalculate outside, it should block the view from the other way. So we're going to try this in game. It's a bit in depth, but at least you will get some tools in your hands if you fall into troubles. So now I should be able to see through. Yeah, as you can see. So if you created a new wall from scratch and it doesn't work, well, you can recalculate the normals like I did. So you would go to modeling, select your face. I'm just gonna select that, and you would go to mesh, normals, recalculate outside or recalculate inside. You try both, you go in game and you see what works for you. And sometimes if you've got if you're creating a brand new 3D objects like a wall rectangle, sometimes one face will be alright while the other one will be inverted. So it's kind of tedious. But if you're willing to add brand new pieces to the game, brand new walls, brand new things to block the view, statues, whatever, if you're trying to create a brand new module, you need to know that if you're experimenting this issue. So yeah, we've covered a lot already. What could I show you? Sorry. I'm gonna do a single thing. So yeah, I'm gonna do something. I've been working with the Chaser one, or at least I was helping him, because he wanted to create a brand new korriban late game expansion, and one thing he needed to do was to introduce a ship into the Dredge Die module. And remove the Ebon Oak. So we're going to do just that. Alright, so we're going to go to Dredge Die. Oh, I'm so fucking dumb, sorry. It's here. So, Dredge, yeah, M33AA. So we're going to extract all of that. We set the layout as well. The walkmeshes, sorry. So I extract that in there. The walkmeshes. Alright. So he wanted to introduce a Sith ship on Dredge Die, and the Sith ship was in another module, and it's a docking bay from Manaan. Okay, so I'm gonna import sorry, the layout. So we said manaan, so it's here. Okay, so I would import the layout. I would try to target where the ship is. So I'm deleting stuff because I want to see crystal clear inside there. I want to know where the ship is. All right, we've got the Ebon Hawk here, but we don't care. We want another one. So this is the ship that Chaser 1 wanted to introduce to his own module. So we're gonna check if this is a single object or if this is multiple. So I'm gonna move it. Okay, so we can see there are multiple objects tied together. So I'm gonna delete stuff that I don't care about, something like that. Okay, so here we should have all the parts from the ship. Let me just take a look. So this is object 04, object 05. Okay, so basically it would be line 07. Okay, so now I know what are the objects that interest me. So I would delete all the other model that I don't care. As you can see, when I selected the ship, I told you on the top right, you can see the triangle that is highlighted, and it means this is from this model. So I delete every other ones. Okay, now we should only have the ship, and we saw that it was 3 objects. It was this one, so I'm gonna rename it ship 2. Where is object 04? Oh, it's a part of this one, right? Okay, ship. And we can see some gear steam. So this should be animated, like it should diffuse some. Yeah, it's an emitter in a model type. So and it has a texture and stuff. So it means it blows some it blows some steam from the ship. So we should keep them, and we can delete everything else. Yeah, just keeping the objects I need. So now I'm going to import the layout from DashDai because, like, I don't know where the docking bay is located, what model is concerned. All right, we've got DashDai now. So I'm gonna take a look. Here we've got the Ebon Hawk and the docking bay. What is relevant for us? We see that it's M33AA01B. I can delete everything else. Great. So now we want to move the objects from the manaan module to DashDai. So we're gonna select our objects. Then we're going to go to object property, the orange square. And on the bottom, in relations here, relations, and we're going to change the parent. And we're gonna put M33AA01B, that is DashDai. So we're gonna do this for every object that we need. It's done. Then we're going to delete the other model. Perfect. So now we need to move the ship in there, and we need to remove the Ebon Hawk as well. So let me just... So if you need to remove something, you can like put G, Z, and then select a number. So here I'm gonna put 100, so I can put it down from 100 after editing. So this is a single object. No, there is also the cockpit. Nice. So we targeted the Ebon Hawk, we deleted it. Now I'm gonna put the walkmesh back. So G minus 100. And we're gonna select the ship. And now we're going to move it. So GX. Okay. So if you want to target the objects you have, target the view on them, you can press a dot. Now I need to move it up, so GZ. GX. Okay, now I need to settle it on the ground. No. Okay. Alright, should be on the ground. So, let's see how the level is displayed. So, we need to put it a bit more there. Something like that. And maybe we want to rotate the back door so it's aligned with the doors in there. So, we're gonna press R for rotation and Z, and we can rotate it manually. So I think it would be something like that. Like, it's not ideal, but you get the idea. So we need to give proper unique node number, because maybe they have same node number as other objects. So I'm gonna put 600 as I did. 605, 606, 607. Perfect. So I can already export that. Okay. All right. So as you can see, we've got the ship now instead of the ebon oak. So I should put it backward, but yeah, you get the idea. And then I would do the process I showed you about the walkmesh to adjust it. So I would go to modeling, maybe remove the entire ebon oak here, or most of it. Yeah, so now we can start from scratch. So yeah, I would just create faces everywhere. So now we can start from scratch. So yeah, I would do just like I did with the bed. Trying to cut the floor the same way the ship is cut, you know, just circling the ship geometry. Then create some walls like we did earlier to surround the ship and apply the various properties over there. And yeah, I think that's already a pretty long ass video. Last advice, actually, one very last advice. If you edit the walkmeshes, you have to be careful about the transition, like this one, for instance, here. So this portion here links to another model. If I were you, do not edit that. Do not edit portion that links portions together, because it would end up creating issues, like you can go from one portion of the model to the other. So yeah, for beginners and stuff, do not touch that. Even for me, sometimes it would just create issues. So yeah, you can edit everything else, no problem, but just be careful about those transitions, right? And you can see them in the layout because you have everything displayed. So yeah, I think we're done. So thank you for staying with me. Yeah, I hope it helped people at least understanding the process, how to do some edits and experimenting. I think I've covered pretty much everything. Maybe we didn't cover stuff like texturing, but and light maps, but yeah, I think that's pretty good for first shot. So thank you everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.